Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Coffee Talk 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly, where we will be continuing on in Day 8. We have a full house here, we got 4 people. Alright, what was he saying? Let's see.
As expected though, nothing happened the first 2 nights, but yesterday was a different story.
Oh no! The darkness is back! But she's already here, so it didn't come with her. Hold on.
What a stage setup, huh? Huh.
Riona's like, I'm used to the darkness. Oh, phew. There you go. Thank goodness. Oh, Lucas is such a cinnamon roll. Innocent little boy. Sorry about that. Please continue.
Alrighty. Well, it was nearing the end of my shift and I found nothing was amiss. There were only 4 cars parked that night. 2 spaced across the street and 2 on the opposite corner, side by side. My plan was to leave after I walked one last round to make sure everything was okay. And a reminder, you can cover the whole place in only 8 minutes.
Okay.
Then at the end of my walk, I took a drag on my cigarette. Smug as I was about to clock out, thinking 'twas another night job well done. Right? Wrong, as I was immediately faced with the impossible. 3 cars, 2 side by side, 1 across the street. All tires flattened. Ooh. That's 12 vandalized tires for you. In a span of less than 10 minutes.
That is so strange. It would take several minutes to flatten just 1 tire. And that's if you're using the right tools.
How do you know all that, Right? But that wasn't all. Oh no, it wasn't. Because that was the moment when the street lights went out, suddenly, and all at once.
That's scary. That is really scary. Not gonna lie. What?
Right after that, I heard flurries of footsteps and laughter.
Look at his face, he's so freaked out. Lucas, you're so cute.
They were going farther and farther away from the scene, and yet I saw nothing at all.
Oh. Are you sure?
Did the CCTV catch anything? The infrared actually managed to catch something, but the videos weren't clear at all, so I'm still investigating it.
I mean, we have supernatural beings, right? What if it was like fairies or pixies or something too small to see? I don't know. Magic. Like, I don't know why they would be so surprised considering all the other creatures and beings that exist here. Jeez Louise, Pops. That's way spookier than what you told me in the car. But it's cool, though.
Huh. I may be laughing now, but I almost pissed my pants there, you see. Well, whoever they were, they sure worked fast. Right? Anyway, Ben, I think I want another drink. All that talking is making my throat dry, and coffee just ain't cutting it.
Roger that. What would you like?
What do you suggest?
How about some tea with ginger and honey?
Sounds good. Could you use the red flower stuff you have as a base?
Okay, you want hibiscus? That's cool. You mean hibiscus, definitely.
Okay, then I like red flower tea with ginger and a touch of honey.
Alright, that's easy. Hibiscus with ginger and honey. I already gave him his lighter, right? Teja Rosella. I got nothing else. Okay. Okay. Tejahi Rosella. Which I would never drink because I don't like ginger like that. One piping hot Tejahi Rosella for you.
Oh? What does it mean?
Jahi means ginger, te means tea, and Rosella is roselle, another name for hibiscus.
I see, a legit herbal drink. Spicy but perfect for the weather. Good call, Ben.
I'm happy to please.
If that's the case, let me join your patrol, Pops. Cause I'm not scared of ghosts. Real beings scare me more. Wait a sec, kid. What do you mean by ghosts, eh? Jumping the gun a little there, ain't you?
I don't know, Pops. Maybe it's even something crazier than that.
This is a really serious problem, kid. Don't joke around like that.
Sorry.
Interesting. You know something?
No, not me. But she might.
Yeah.
Right, the tree, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. What about it, miss? It's your turn to finish your thought.
I'm not sure if this can be of any use at all, but... Officer, are you aware of the story behind that tree?
Huh?
I recall what you said earlier. People often leave remembrances around it. What do you mean by that, miss? Well, it's because someone passed away there.
What?
Allow me to explain. I mentioned there was once a flea market on that street, correct?
Right.
They called it the fairy market. See? Didn't I say fairies, y'all? Didn't I? That sounds a very mischievous fae type of thing to do, you know? The fairy market. It was unofficially set up by the transients of the community. Transients being the government's term for unregistered citizens, including all the other uncategorizable beings at the time. Fairies were a part of that.
Huh. I remember learning about it. After the war, the government made its first official attempt to sort things out. Organizing equitable classifications was thought as one of the first steps towards civil peace. But it was oversimplified, inefficient, and not speedy enough.
Was all that before the Vindication Act?
Way before that.
Lots of old lore we're getting about this universe.
Many who couldn't register were basically in administrative limbo.
What? That's as good as, like, not existing at all. Really, that's horrible. It was the main reason why the fairy market was created in the first place. Let me just check really quick. Any updates here? Jorji got updated a little. Stories. Looks like we're all caught up. Okay. To ensure transient survival throughout the changing times. In more ways than one. The market had no real schedule, therefore, the start of Fairy Week would be marked by flowers strewn along the intersection, just so people would notice and come and take a look.
Sounds kinda too low-key, no? Because it was illegal, silly.
Oh. And that was exactly the problem. The market ran day and night, its format unchanging. At the same time, the economy was slowly reshaping the landscape. People started to spend more, becoming reckless, while the laws were still shaky at best. Then a tragic incident occurred one night. A drunk driver was speeding and went off course, striking a vendor there.
Aw, that's sad.
And the only evidence left of the crime was that tree, standing where there was no tree before.
Wait a second, what? Why did I never hear about it? How long ago was this?
The accident occurred in 1959, but the market itself was forcefully disbanded in 1961.
Happened before I was born, huh? Yeah, I remember everything now. It was actually quite an infamous case, wasn't it? But due to the nature of the beings involved, most people couldn't help but, well, forget.
Huh?
We're talking about the late 50s to early 60s here. Post-war media was still quite scarce. And I remember the drunk driver was also the son of a very wealthy individual.
Oh. Correct. But that wasn't exactly the part that made the case so infamous. It was due to the fact that no body was ever found at the crash site, as well as the vendor being a transient with no legal ID or paper trail.
Oof. Oof. That's rough.
So he became the tree then. As a result, the court had no choice but to dismiss the case.
But there was a body, wasn't it? Just not the one people might expect.
You mean the tree? Right. When semi-spiritual beings like us pass on from the physical world, some may leave specific landmarkers behind. Not all can do that, though. Us banshees don't do that.
You don't?
No, we simply disappear.
So if I'm getting this right, the tree couldn't be used as evidence because it wasn't classified as remains yet. The witnesses were in the same boat, no paper trail. So the driver's lawyer took advantage of those loopholes. That's such bullcrap. And that's messed up.
Beyond messed up, Pops. Whoa. I'm boiling.
I'll take a further look into this more, miss. But I have a question for you.
Yes.
You think the vandalism has anything to do with the tree removal? Look at his face. He's creeped out.
I think so. I don't know. I suppose it might depend on when the acts of vandalism began.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I better get going then. It's almost time for my shift.
Okay, officer.
Break a leg, Pops. I'd rather not. Stay safe. Will do. I'll keep y'all posted. I better go as well. Got an early shift tomorrow. There's one thing I want to confirm though, if you don't mind, miss.
Yes?
It's about the fairies passing and how everyone ends up forgetting about them afterwards. I really thought that was just a myth. I guess not.
Unfortunately.
That's sad.
That is why there used to be memorabilia around that tree. They were efforts by those who remembered to preserve the memory.
But it wasn't enough, was it? Else we'd still have the tree.
Yeah.
It really makes me question my memory. Are there any people I might have forgotten? Were there events I missed? It is quite scary to think about.
For beings like us, being forgotten is inevitable. So, no need to feel bad about it.
Is that so? Oh, I didn't catch your name, by the way. I'm Gala.
Oh, I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you, sir. He already met your husband. Right? Yeah, he met Hyde and talked to him.
Well then, nice meeting you. Good luck with your future auditions, Miss Riona.
Thank you. See you around.
Bye, Ben.
Take care.
You okay? It's getting real late. I still want to talk, but if you're tired, let me know. Have you eaten? Do you want something to eat?
We don't sell food here.
You don't? No wonder your place is always empty.
Well,
Just kidding, Ben. Don't hate me, please. Well, do you want another drink, maybe?
I wouldn't mind one.
Nice. What do you feel like having?
Something without milk, with a fresh feeling and some brightness to it. I'm also quite partial to the blue pea tea.
Oh. Okay, I'll order something for you, may I?
Sure.
Ben, could you try this mix? I saw this pretty drink in a video, and it looked perfect for Our Lady.
Our Lady, oh my.
He's trying to be such a gentleman for her.
Yep, what is it?
It had blue pea as a base, a lot of mint, and a splash of lemon.
Okay, that sounds refreshing enough. I was thinking mint or lemon,
But both make sense.
alright, and no milk, so blue pea, mint, and lemon. I would never drink this because I don't like mint. Lemon's okay, I'm not crazy about it. Ooh, have I served this before? I might have. I don't remember. It's very pretty though. I feel like I did. I don't know. Serve it. Galaxy mint tea. Let me check. Did I serve it? It would tell me latte jahi rosella, steeped with roasted ginger with a touch of honey, perfect for rainy evenings. No, it looks like it's new. I guess I was confusing it with one of the other. Oh, I was confusing it with the flower bed, which has honey and mint. Got it. It looks similar, so that's why I was like, But I can see the difference now. Galaxy mint tea. Witness the morphing nebula as the lemon is poured into the cup. Magical and refreshing. Here you go, miss. From the man sitting right beside you. It looks nice. Very pretty. I like it. Thank you.
I'm glad you do. And wow, Ben, it looks exactly like what I envisioned. You're a G.
I sure am. I'm happy you both enjoyed it.
But man, that whole case earlier, though, it was a lot to take in. Also, about the whole forgetting thing, that really gave me chills.
Why?
Don't you feel scared? Of just disappearing in the end?
Existential crisis time.
'Cause I do. That's why I thought I finally understood you, too. I mean, the reason why you wanted to become a soprano your way. The traditional way.
Oh? Care to compare notes? 'Cause I've yet to be entirely certain about that myself.
Oh, huh. Now that's what you call huge pressure. Before that, though, can I ask a little teeny tiny question?
Go ahead.
What inspired you to go down this path? I mean, I may have an idea on why you're choosing the hard way, but why soprano in the first place?
Because it's been done before.
Pardon?
Because there was already a banshee who did it before. So I know it's not impossible.
Ah. Whoa, for real?
Her part was that of a sorbet aria, and she was not very well known. What is a sorbet aria? Oh, I mean she was a secondary character. Back in early 19th century opera, sorbet arias would be sung towards the end of the second act, usually before the evening ended. Hawkers would use the time to offer their wares for the last time to the patrons, often desserts. Hence, sorbet aria.
Got it. Because the sorbet is like it's like ice cream, but not. It's more like almost like icy. It's very cold, and I don't think it's as creamy. I haven't had a sorbet in a really long time, but I think all the ones I can think of are like fruit flavored. They're not like chocolate sorbet or anything like that. Maybe there is some. I don't know. It's been a while, so I have to actually look that up and think like, I don't remember.
Oh, I see.
Like background singing at the end of a show or something?
Yes. Things are different nowadays because people are expected to listen to the end. The first time I heard her voice was on an old recording of a comedy opera. I was still very young back then. She was playing a confused maid role at the very end of the opera, wondering why and how people could act so crazy when in love. But despite her confusion, she thought she wasn't so old that she couldn't find out the reason herself. It was a funny epilogue to the opera. But hearing a banshee sing such a playful and light-hearted piece, it was truly an eye-opener for me.
Oh man, I bet it was.
Sadly, I couldn't find any of her other works, but it always stuck with me nonetheless. So I left my commune and started trying on my own.
That's really cool and brave of you to do so. I agree.
I've never talked about this before. It's a bit embarrassing.
Nah, don't be embarrassed. I think it's super cool. You're just feeling inspired to push yourself beyond what's expected of you, and wishing to leave a mark on this world.
Is that what you think?
Uh-huh. You're just trying to follow a path that has been traveled before. And that's not always a bad thing, especially for beings like us.
You're just being careful, yet courageous.
Right, because the path you're choosing to walk on is still difficult. Regarding leaving your mark, I don't know. I just feel maybe you're the same as me. Like, what's the point of being born if nobody's going to remember us? Right, Ben?
No comment.
Aw.
Why do you want to be remembered so much?
Why wouldn't you?
Us banshees see the end differently than most. So, care to enlighten me?
I can't speak for anyone else, but in my case, I was a kid who grew up in a large family, you see. Like, humongously large. Literally couldn't count all my siblings even if I wanted to. 'Cause they're everywhere, thanks to my dad. Yeah, typical Greek mythology there. All them gods, all those male gods in particular, running around impregnating everybody.
Oh,
We weren't wealthy though, not even close. The money situation was always suffocating us for real. But sometimes Dad would drop by to give us some money. Though it wasn't even enough to cover utilities for more than a couple months. Then he'd just leave again a couple days later.
are you the eldest?
Nope. But my older bros had already moved out by the time I hit high school.
Huh.
I was so surprised when my dad gave me the house after he died.
Oh.
Which is where my mom and siblings live now.
I'm sorry to hear about your father.
No, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it was weird to receive the news of his death from an attorney. Knowing he passed away by himself. And how it took them a week to find out. Oof, that's sad.
Oh.
Natural causes, by the way, so... I mean, how did he check out with absolutely no one knowing? Where were my other siblings? What happened to his ladies? It was just so crazy to me. And I guess it just kinda haunted me.
Haunted how?
My life growing up was filled with disappointment over him, you know? I mean it in the best way possible. My disappointment actually drove me to work hard for my family. I just vilified him in my mind, like shaking my mental fist at him. Gonna do so much better than you, sir, and all that. Oh, that's so relatable. Because my father's not in my life, and I grew up with that absence, you know? And I try not to think about it much, and honestly I don't. But I think in the back of my mind, like subconsciously, my ambition, my drive to succeed, my dream of being very successful comes from not only, you know, my own desire. I think a lot of it does subconsciously come from me wanting to prove myself, wanting to show, like, look at what you're missing out on. I deserved better than what you did, you know? You're missing out because you didn't want to be my father. You didn't want to be in my life, but look how amazing I am. I just want to prove him wrong, so to speak, you know? And I think that's where that comes from. Psychology. Fascinating, right?
I see.
But then I received the news that he left me the house? Like, I know he had no money. The house is probably one of the only assets he had left. So, when he gave me the will and the house in his will, all I could think about was what went through his mind exactly.
The fact that he had a will at all was probably already a surprise for you.
Exactly. What am I supposed to think of that? What am I supposed to think of him? And does it even matter anymore? When he's already long gone? Anyway, so my older brothers came back, right? Uh-huh. They came back now that he's gone. And what do they want? Money or something from you? Because they're like, oh, you got the house. Yeah, see? Typical. Typical. Gosh. Families are people. People or something. They wanted me to sell the house and divide the earnings.
Wanting a slice of the inheritance pie, huh? You didn't do that, right?
Heck no. That's why I left for LA. So if they really want me to sell the house, they have to chase after me.
Good call.
Thankfully, my younger siblings and I are pretty tight. It sounds like he's the responsible one, that he looks after his mom and the younger siblings. And the father probably saw that, and that's why he gave him the house, you know, compared to his older brothers who left and didn't want anything to do with the rest of the family. Thankfully, my younger siblings and I are pretty tight. We're a good team.
That's a relief.
But that was also why I needed money fast. I needed to send money to help with my family's bills. And of course, so I could stay alive as well. That was why I ended up having to join the production house.
The production house?
Yeah, it was like a bunch of content creators getting together to make videos every day. I was young and naive too, you know? It was my first time venturing to another state completely alone, after all. So I didn't know better how predatory things could be. Man, this isn't even gonna be an entertaining story.
If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to talk about it.
No, it's not that. I just really didn't like that production house. But I needed the money. Someone there saw my vlogs and invited me in. And as one of the youngest there, I tried to get along with everyone. But you see, we were all creators in the entertainment industry, right? Which means we all had huge egos. So naturally, there was somewhat of a hierarchy of sorts. Hierarchy. Trying to be all around helpful turned me into the butt of the joke all the time. That didn't discourage me all that much, by the way. I mean, I also learned a lot there, not gonna lie. Still. What ended up destroying my willpower was actually something real close, you know? Myself.
What do you mean by that?
Well, in a house where everyone wants to be the main character, each of us would need a solid, distinct persona, yeah? Eventually, I was assigned one too. Which was supposed to be a good thing, but they wanted me to be the worst version of what I am, essentially. With heavy emphasis on what? Oh, about the whole, satyrs are party animals, blah 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 thing that you mentioned before. I had a lot of nicknames too, like, hey, a baby goat. What are you up to now, satyr boy? Here comes the party goatie. Mr. Excess. Ahem. You gonna go fishing again tonight, or what?
Fishing?
We had to go out and try to hit on people. And we weren't allowed to come home unless we failed spectacularly or scored.
Oh.
I always tried to be the punchline, though. There were always more views when something ended badly. But it was still the worst, because I really had to act it all out, you know? Bothering people for pretend dates, be sort of a dumb jerk just for jokes. Just so all looked fun for the camera. Even if scripted, I never really liked doing it, honestly. Because in the end, all of it just reminded me of myself, of my dad, you know? And I kept thinking, does the apple never fall far from the tree after all? Aww. Ugh. So yeah, the whole thing just really sucked.
You had it difficult.
Yeah? Well, long story short, being tokenized sucked. The end.
No disagreement there.
Sorry, I swear that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about.
It's fine. I actually learned a lot this evening.
I just don't want to take up any more of your time. So, can I just ask you a direct question?
Sure.
Great. Would you be interested in guest starring on my new show?
Yeah, you two should collaborate.
I realized I was being dumb the day we first met. Kinda forced my thoughts on you and was just being a general smartass. Well, that's because that's what he was used to, right? I undermined your straightforward efforts because I was jealous of your solid resolve. Since everything I did was anything but.
But you succeeded eventually, didn't you? And you worked hard for it.
Yet I almost ended up losing sight of why I'd been doing all this in the first place. I went with the flow, made excuses a lot, all to justify the gain. But to what end? Oh, I clicked off the game. Hold on. There we go. But to what end? That's why I've been trying to put together a talent showcase for those who need extra exposure. It's going to be a small production thing. It'll be paid, I swear. And not with exposure either. Though it won't be much at first. Because I don't have that much money ready to use at the moment, so...
Wait. This is a bit sudden, don't you think?
No pressure, though.
How does the show work?
Well, I'm not 100% sure of the shape of it yet. But ideally it will have, like, an interview at first, and then I'll record your singing. I'll bring all the gear. I will also be doing all the editing and stuff. It's gonna take a bit of time since I still have my main show to do. But I did start my vlogging journey on my own too. So I can bet you the result will still be quality.
Your show will tank if I'm the first guest. You realize that, right?
If it does, then it doesn't deserve to exist. Aw. I don't care about haters, but you do. That's why I won't push you.
I'm flattered. But no thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for considering me, though.
I hope she changes her mind. I do. Thanks for giving it a thought. Looks like I have to go.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with what you said, okay? Just bad timing.
Yes, I get it.
Cool. Hope we can meet again like this. If you want to.
Maybe?
I'll take it. Thanks for your time too, Ben. Sorry if I bored you.
No, truly, it was my pleasure.
Cool. Okay. I really have to go. See you around?
Safe trip.
Alrighty. See you, Ben.
Come again soon.
He's a cutie. He means well.
I think tonight was the most I've talked in the past 2 years. And I'm quite glad to hear that. Thank you, Ben.
For what?
For being such a good host. I know I'm not the easiest being to get along with. It's always a pleasure to have you and everyone around. Then I'll be taking my leave. I feel like I have a lot to rethink. But I'll see you again soon.
And we'll be waiting, always.
Safe trip, Miss Riona. And have a good night.
Yay! That was good. Phew, that was a lot with 4 of them. Think I'm done for the night.
Hope everything will work out for everyone.
God, I miss Freya. I bet you barista feels the same. Cafe latte. I want coffee. I miss coffee. I miss it, but I've been trying to stay away from it lately. Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. So this should be day 9. Alright. Whew. Excuse me. World Golem Culture Center. Grand opening to be held in Bhutan. That's a funny looking face. I mean, technically there might not even be a face there, but I see one. Could be, right? Lunar Cell Panel Prototype. Ready for first test. Newcomer Progressive Elven Metal Band Avathor. Tops US Music Chart. Alright, well, of course, we will be leaving this episode right here. So thank you guys so very much for watching. And until next time, hope you have a nice day. Bye!